Good morning. Welcome back, myself, to Ontario, Toronto. Back from my PEI journey. It's so nice to be with you and be back at home practicing today. Today's yoga practice is called, stepping out into our inner lion. It is just the tail end of Leo season. And if you know Leo, my dad was a Leo, and he really, I wouldn't call him egotistical, but Leo is a very ego-driven sign. So we're going to complement this kind of lion, solar, fire energy of the Leo with some of the yogic philosophies to kind of, smooth over those bits. So tapping into vulnerability, tapping into, to kind of counteract some of the self-confidence. Um, yeah, so some humility as well with some of the postures. Still tapping into that solar, fire, third chakra energy that Leo is so known for. We'll definitely be stepping into our line, but also contrasting that throughout the practice. So let's start lying down on our backs. If you haven't already, find your way into Shavasana. Oh, I have a note. Can you raise the volume? Yeah, sure. Test, test, test. That's better? All right. Brought the mic a little closer. So if you need to bend your knees with lower back, today's practice is going to focus on the spine, the heart. All right. You think of a lion, you think of pride, and the upper back as well. So we'll be doing a little bit of back bends. Remember, the back bending doesn't come from your lower back. It comes from the T-spine and up. Okay, so the lowest spine will focus a lot on stabilization, and especially if you're kind of nursing an injury or a sacral issue down there. Oh, my car keys. That's nice. I never had to drive the kids to daycare today. It was great. All right, so let's settle in, settle down. Relax your bones, your tissues, your facial muscles. If you're nursing a lower back thing, you can tilt your pelvis a little bit, tuck the tail under, and lengthen out the lower back just so you decompress that low spine a little more. Take your attention to your natural breath here. Coming into the present moment with the breathing. Take your attention to your physical sensations of your body, in your body, on the surface of your body, as a way to come into the present moment. And the present is really where all the magic happens. We're not worrying about the future or regretting the past. All we have is this moment, this breath, this day. Good. Start to create your yogic breath, that long, steady, deep breath. And the idea is that we want to move the energies up from the base chakra, so the pelvic floor, all the way upwards towards the crown of our heads. So by doing that, or to accentuate that, you want to exhale and just gently have the perineum lift so that pelvic floor comes up, the navel center pulls in towards the spine, very gentle, but it's there. You're squeezing the synovial fluid, the energy, the chakra energy up towards the crown. Perhaps take a moment to set an intention for your practice, whether it's a word, a virtue, something you want to invite more on the mat or into your life. Just for some food for thought, this is the season, late summer, of self-expression and confidence. Definitely an abundant time. As we move from Cancer to Leo, we kind of shake off the shell of Cancer, which is really more about introspection and nourishment, and really providing that foundation for self-expression or expansion. Tapping into our inner lion, pride, ruled by the heart. And physically, we're going to work on the upper back and the spine. So just take a few more moments here in your presence, in your essence. Just meeting yourself wherever you're at today. First posture today is going to be a bridge, and this really sets the stage for any back bends. Again, igniting the upper back, opening the heart, and lighting up the back line of the spine. So from Shavasana, if you want to squeeze your legs together, bend your knees, flattening the soles of the feet to the floor. Take your arms, turn your palms face down by your hips, so nice parallel arms, and kind of plug your shoulder blades into the floor, open across your chest, wide across the collarbones. You can stay here if you like, and as you exhale, you're going to tilt your pelvis, imprinting your lowest back, and slowly rolling up. Now, Christine, you might only move a little bit today because of you just do you, of course. But ultimately, if you can, coming up into the shoulders, meaning the shoulder blades, send the tailbone in between the backs of your knees and zipper the pubic bone towards your heart. Thinking about the heart, you want to push the back of the heart to the front of the heart and draw the front of the heart towards the chin. Keep looking straight up with your nose, with your eyes. Plug the upper arm bones into the floor and try to bury your spine deeper inside your shoulder blades, deeper inside your body. So the sternum's coming towards the chin because of the arms and the back. Use the strength of that arms and the shoulders to push into the earth. Take a few yogic breaths, filling up the front of the heart. And remember, keeping that lowest spine neutral, stable, tailbone lengthening towards in between your legs, pubic bone zippering towards your navel. Lengthen the knees away from you so you decompress your lowest spine. 2 more breaths here. On your next exhale, you can lunar land or articulate your spine down. Yeah, my back's still a little finicky too. Rolling over onto one side, we're going to come up into tabletop position. We're going to sprinkle lion's breath through today's practice. It's a great way to get a bunch of rounds in without overdoing it, because if you're not used to lion's breath, it can be pretty intense. You can think of spreading your fingers in table. So what we're going to do is in cat-cow, as we inhale and we back bend, or you might just go to neutral, Christine, whatever works. You're going to stick out your tongue and stretch the muscles of your face as you exhale. And we're going to exhale with a vocalization, just an ah, like an ah, right from the back of your throat. So you're going to inhale into cat stretch, doming your back. And then exhale as you back bend, you're going to stick out your tongue. Really stretch those muscles of your face. Push the floor away. Inhale, dome your spine. Fill up the back line of your body. And then exhale. Even open your eyes as wide as you can. Let's just do 4 or 5. Go at your own pace. Stick that tongue out as big as you can. It's great to stretch your facial muscles. And last one. Beautiful. On your next exhale, sit the hips back towards the heels. Stretch your arms overhead. Maybe come down into any version of child's pose you deem comfy. We're going to move into downward dog. So respread your fingers, ground the knuckle of your thumb and pointer finger, curl your toes and press the thighs back. You can start with bent knees, or you can pedal your legs if you want. One knee bends, the other heel sinks. So all our postures today are going to be Leo focused again on that spine, the heart, and the upper back. And we're inviting that Leo energy, that self-confidence, the sun, solar fire energy, and balancing it with vulnerability and humility in our postures. It's kind of nice that this is the tail end of Leo, nice to almost celebrate my dad, my late father. Nice to know a little more about him on a different level. On your next inhale, lift up on both toes. Lift up on off both heels, sorry. Tilt your pelvis forward like you want to bend your lower back. And then relax your heels towards the floor. Big stretch for the back line of the legs. Moving into a low lunge. Shift the body weight to the left foot. Float your right leg up. Inhale. And then as you exhale from plank, step your right foot in between your thumbs any way you can get there. Take your time. Yeah, you can stop through table on the way down, on the way through, and drop your back knee. And it's really strong in the hips. We're going to press down firm with our front heel, our right heel, and pull your left hip forward and tuck your right sit bone under. So it's not about a big stretch. It's actually about power. And again, leading with the heart space, drawing the heart forward, tilting the ribs a little bit, but not dumping the upper body on the lower half. You want to create space. Lift the side waist. Maybe your arms are more in front. Maybe they're up and back. Lift the skull off the back of the head, off the back of the neck spine. Good. Yeah. Breathe. Think of spaciousness.
Surrender to the flow of love that will heal me.
So the idea here, 2 more breaths of being self-confident, yet still the element and the importance of what it is to be vulnerable. So revealing heart postures, aren't they? Definitely vulnerable. Upon our exhale, hands come down, stepping back into downward facing dog when you're ready. If down dog doesn't feel good today, tabletop or child's pose are nice too. Good. Really pressing the palms down and forward into the mat to shift your hips back and up. Send your chest towards your thighs.
I release control and surrender to the flow of love.
Feel free to do Ujjayi breath throughout today's practice as well. It is a healing or a heating solar, kind of does create heat in the body, in the throat chakra as well. And then shift the body weight, going to the other side here, floating your left leg up, 3-legged dog, inhale. And then as you exhale, step that left foot in between the hands somehow, wiggling it up there, picking it up if you need to. Taking a moment here, grounding your front heel especially, and then inhale, push the floor away as you sweep your arms forward and up. Try to pull your back hip forward. We want to square the pelvis, tuck your left sit bone under. All right, and you feel the scissoring happening as one side of your pelvis moves forward as the other one shifts back. And it's not just forward and back, it's actually one's tilting forward and the other one's tilting backward. And that really locks everything in. Then with that stability, you can inhale, reveal yourself. Maybe this time exhale, elbows bent. Pull the arm bones, upper arm bones back. Lift the back lower ribs off the back pelvis. Lift the skull off the back of the neck. Breathe.
I release control.
Tapping into that lion, prideful energy. And then inhale. If you know Leos, everybody wants to hang around with a Leo. Inhale, reach the arms up. And then exhale, step back once again to downward dog when you're ready. So lift your back knee off the floor, slide your front foot back. That's it. Good stuff.
I release control and surrender to the friend of love that will
Moving into some standing strength here. You're going to, from dog, curl or walk your hands back. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. You might take elbows to thighs. You might need to come to standing today. Who knows? Yeah. Ground your feet. Spread the toes. If you want to shift the body weight, drop the head, press the thighs back, maybe drop the arms, maybe keep them on the thighs. Elbows and thighs pushing into each other. And really anchoring through the pelvis and the legs and the feet. We're going to roll your spine to stand. So push the floor away firm with the feet. Again, creating that foundation. Take your time. I know. Yikes. And find your way to stand. Yep. All right, we're going to come to standing strength. So you're going to bend your knees. Take a huge step forward with your outside leg. So whatever leg's furthest away from me, step it forward. So you're in a 5-pointed star. Good. It almost looks like you're pigeon-toed, but the outer edges of your feet are lined up with the short edges of your mat. Good. Bend your left knee. Swivel on its heel. Take your big toe of your back foot and just turn it to the inside of the ankle a little bit. Square your pelvis so it's level with the floor. And moving into Warrior 2, take a generous in-breath, lengthen the spine, push the floor away, and exhale, sink the hips. So you should feel really firm this right outer hip here. Big toe is grounded. Right inner arch lifted to inner knee, to up to the inner groin. So you're stomping that right outer heel down into the floor so you firm up your outer thigh like nobody's business. You need that, especially as we move into Humble Warrior. Moving into Sun Warrior first, inhale, right hand comes down, slide it gently down. Am I saying right hand? Yeah. Right hand comes down the thigh, left arm reaches up. Revealing that rib. Remember, vulnerability, opening up, revealing yourself, not being afraid. Creating the space. Couple options here for Humble Warrior. You can take your hands to the small of your back, palms facing you, push into your spine and slide your fingers down at the same time. Or you can interlace your fingers in behind you. You can also grab a towel if you can't get the elbows straight and hold the towel, and that's always nice. But either way is great. All three. Inhale, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, dropping the spine down on the inside of your left thigh. And don't have to drop all the way down. You want strength and power in the legs. Humility in the heart. Grounding that front heel especially. Stomping down on the back outer heel. Even though you're forward folding like this, keep the legs powerful. To come up, lead with your head. So lift your eyes, lift your nose, lift your chin. That you come out articulating in a back bend. Release your arms and float them up into Warrior 2 again. Good. On your next inhale, straighten your left knee, swivel on the heel. And today we're going to exhale, walk your feet underneath your body. Take a breath. Some people don't like to be still here. They want to shake it out. Let the breath do what it wants. And then bend both knees, walk or hop your feet. Yeah. Bending your right knee, swivel on its heel. Turn your big toes inside the ankle of your left foot. Square the pelvis, float the arms up. Inhale for nothing, and then exhale for everything. Sink into warrior two. Nice. So front knee moves towards pinky toe. Back knee towards the wall behind you. So press your back thigh towards the books. Yeah. Back leg should be straight. Jet straight. If it's bent, you're going to lose that connection of that stomping down and lifting of the inner arch to inner knee. Big toe grounded here in the back leg. Good. Moving into sun warrior. Reveal yourself. A nice little twist here. Opening up the right side of the ribs. And also not dumping, right? Lifting the left ribs up off the legs as well, off the pelvis. Where can you create a little more space with joy, honoring the body? Amazing. And then inhale, go right through warrior two. Interlace your fingers behind your hands to the small of the back. Grabbing that towel again. Inhale, lift the heart to prepare. And then exhale, hinge, coming down on the inner line of your right leg. Amazing. On your next inhale, lift the eyes, lift the heart, release the hands, and then straighten that right knee, swivel in the heel, walk your feet back under, Samastahiti, even stance. So balancing that self-confidence with honesty, integrity. You know, sometimes when we're overconfident or self-confident, we can put ourselves above or feel the need to embellish. I'm speaking for myself. Embellish or fib a little bit to make ourselves look better. Maybe that's part of that Leo energy, but just balancing it with integrity. Speaking truth. Not lying. Beautiful. As we inhale, sweep the arms up. Finding our way down to the floor any way you want to go. I'm going to swan dive and fold. Inhale halfway up. And exhale, we're going to lengthen out the legs in front of us. Length, width of the mat, long width of the mat. Forward fold here. Inhale, push the earth away. Lift the arms, elevate the shoulders, lift the ribs, and then exhale, nice, easy forward fold. You can bend your knees. You can also elevate your pelvis a bit. If you feel like your shoulders are behind your hips, that's not fun. You want at least to be stick pose, aiming for straight up towards the sky. That might even be good for you just to focus on, getting that pelvis, sit bones down. Let's do stick pose, everybody. Okay, if you're way beyond stick pose today, you can forward fold, but this is going to work the core. It's going to align us in a neutral position. You might even, Christine, just roll that mat up a few times under your tush, and that will get you where you need to be. Even just like an inch, right? Just to get that pelvis to not be in the anterior tilt like this. And I'm doing an extreme of what I see a little bit in you. But you want to get that pelvis like a bowl. So the base of the bowl is the sit bones. You just put the sit bones on your mat. The pubic bones are off the mat. And that just should help lengthen, tilt the pelvis into that optimal aligned position. And then growing the spine out of that pelvic bowl. Some of us have longer arms, so you need to bend the elbows a little bit. Some of us have shorter arms, so we need to kind of maybe Suction cup the fingers. And we weren't going to stay there too much longer. I see where you're going with that. We're actually going to get rid of the prop. And we're going to go to a spinal twist. So make sure you're in the middle. Sorry, Christine. You're in the middle of your mat. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Grab the back of the right thigh, whatever you like. And then find your way down onto your back. Right foot to left thigh. Sole of the right foot to left thigh. Inhale. Pick up the back of your right pelvis and twist your left gently. Turn your whole lower half towards the left, including your long left leg. Yep. And just do what you can here. Stay in a healthy range, happy range. Both shoulder blades on the mat. You can think of pushing the top half of your sacrum, so the right side of your sacrum, forward towards the left to twist deeper. And when you're ready, inhale, come back to center. We're going to rock up to a seat again. Grab the back of your right thigh, lift your head. Now, any way you want to come up, you can, but this is the way I'm coming up today. Widen the legs. We're going into a back bend. Lean into your hands. Bend your knees. Just watch that you're not going too wide, Christine, that you don't get pinchy. You might anyways, but tuck your tail under from the beginning and lift your hips. You might not come that high, yeah. Dig those heels in. Ground the big toes. Make this about glutes and heart. Puff up, breathe into the heart. Lift the heart towards the chin. Good. Beautiful. And then exhale, sink the pelvis down. Nice. Straighten out the legs again. And we're going to do the twist on the other side. So grab the back of your left knee or the front of your shin and roll on down. And when you're ready, take the sole of your left foot to right thigh. Inhale, lift the back of the pelvis. Exhale, twist to the right. Breath is key, so create space by expanding on the inhale. And exploring on the exhale. When you're ready, inhale, come home. Grab the back of that left thigh. We're going to rock up to a seat again. So lift your head, tuck the chin towards the chest, swing up. Good. Nice. Good. And now you can do a parallel legs. So I'm going to do straight legs, but you can do reverse table with the knees bent, feet flat to the floor, or you can straighten the legs, point the toes. Pull the arm bones back, draw the chest forward, really revealing yourself. And if you want, dig your heels. If you're going to do straight knees, you can dig your heels into the floor, pick your hips up. Roll the tops of your thigh bones inward. Good. 3 more breaths. Light as a feather. I always think light as a feather, stiff as a board. Any Ouija board people there? We did those things when we were little kids. Last breath in, full expression, and then exhale, sink. Really nice. Good. Cross the legs, sitting up tall. We're going to find our way into either a kneeling position, sitting in a chair. You could go back to cat-cow. We're going to do one more sprinkling in of lion's breath. Traditionally, it's practiced in this position, but people can do it in Padmasana, which is lotus pose, or any any pose where the spine is upright. And we did it in cat-cow. So if you find it's too much bend in the knees, you can always place a block in between on the low or the medium height. All right, or you could just sit on your heels, whatever works. So just take a few moments to arrive in this position. So as we inhale, we're going to almost pulling the thigh bones, pressing down into the thighs and pulling the heart forward. Inhale. Actually, sorry. Exhale, sorry. And then inhale, we're going to pull the heart back. So we're going to go into that cat-cow. If that doesn't work, you can just stay neutral. And then we're going to exhale, stick the tongue out and say ah. Okay? So we're going to exhale, or inhale, coming back. And then exhale. Inhale, cat. Exhale, lion. Really full extension of that tongue at the mouth to stretch the jaw and all those muscles. We'll do 2 more times. Moving at a slow pace today. Feel free to close your eyes or keep them open. Last one. And release back to neutral. It's a really good one for the jaw, for the tongue, for the facial muscles. And a really kind of fun fact, lion's breath is said to, don't quote me, but to reduce bad breath. That would make sense. It would cleanse the throat, the stomach. Perhaps reconnecting with your intention for your practice. Finishing off with legs up the wall or a modified shoulder stand or shoulder stand if that's part of your practice today. So I'm going to do legs up the wall with a block. You can keep it simple too if you want. You can just put a block underneath your pelvis. If you don't have a wall or a couch or a chair, you can make do with a few books. A yoga block underneath the sacrum, lift up your heels so that at least we're getting the pelvis above the heart too. So you get that real feeling of an inversion of being upside down versus downward dog, which doesn't get the feet above the heart, right? So it's good to flip every day. Even if you only get to do it in your own bed. That's a good spot too. So I'm going to lie on my side in kind of fetal position, float my legs up. I'm going to have to wiggle my body towards the wall. Some of us might not be able to get the sit bones at the wall, especially if we're having trouble sitting in stick pose when we're seated, okay? So just be mindful of that. You might need to move the pelvis a little bit away, or you might need to bend the knees a little bit. But what I like about this is it's restorative because we don't have to hold our legs up. So if you do want to create this with a prop, or you can do a bolster underneath your pelvis, your sacrum, or a block. The bolster would definitely be more restorative because it's more cushy. But what I like about the block is that it's compressive. So it actually pushes fluid out of the sacrum, which might be nice for you, Christine. And then when you're finished, fresh, kind of new, energized blood flow is going to go back into that area, okay? So arms can be in a variety of ways. You can do Shavasana arms, palms facing up alongside your body. You can do goal post arms. You can do goddess arms, kind of your head, the eye of the goddess. So your fingers touching overhead, palms up. That one kind of hurts my shoulder. Or you can find somewhere in between. Be here for about 5 minutes. So make sure that you get comfortable. And if it's not comfortable, then you can move into Shavasana or any posture you deem comfy. Fetal position, something free of pain if you can manage that. Again, moving the energies from the base towards the crown to the higher minds, using the breath, using visualization, gentle bandha activation. Or you can choose to just let go and relax, expand. And just doing your best to stay in the present. So with breath, with sensation. You can stay in the present with your thoughts as well, but when you start running in the future or reflecting on the past, just come back to the present. It's okay to witness your thoughts popping up and passing away like clouds, like bubbles, but it's when we run and chase the story that we want to notice and then redirect our attention back to the present where the magic happens. Few more deep, nourishing breaths here. If you're at a wall, you can bend your knees, kind of like you're going to lift yourself in a bridge. If you've got a prop, you can remove it. Lower the pelvis. Just for a few moments, get the pelvis in line with the heart. Eventually rolling over onto one side. If you just have a prop underneath the pelvis, you can make your way to Shavasana. Hang out in fetal position just for a few breaths. And if you need to get some articles of clothing or a blanket to keep yourself warm for the final phase of our practice, Shavasana. Great way to practice using a little bit of yoga philosophy, so practicing non-judgment, non-harming, honesty, to kind of balance out some of the, self-confidence, some of those qualities of Leo. I don't want to call it Leo egotistical, but it is a very ego-driven sign. You think of a Leo, I think of a roaring fireplace. Connecting again with your intention. Devoting all the energies of your practice today towards it. You've planted it, watered it, nurtured it. And now you can just let it go. Soften the facial muscles, relax the jaw. Melt your heart space. Relax the muscles around the upper back, the spine, inhaling self-confidence and exhaling vulnerability. Inhaling pride, healthy pride. Exhale humility. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Exaggerate your inhalations or bring more attention to your in-breath. Eventually hugging your knees into your chest and rolling over onto the right side of your body in fetal position, taking rest once you reach fetal pose. Relax all over again. And when you feel the call, come on up to a seat. Cross-legged, you can sit in your heels again if you like, just for a brief closing. Sitting with the spine tall, pushing the floor away, relaxing the shoulder blades, lengthening the crown of the head, tucking the chin in slightly. But just find that sweet spot, so don't overdo it. If there's a cue that I say that doesn't work, just, micro manage your posture. Try to let the heart live over the perineum. Soften, but keep the length of the spine, and just take a few more breaths, stepping into the sun these last 2 days, into Leo energy, the strength of the lion. Beautiful. And seal the practice, saluting the sun. Take a deep breath in. Amazing. Palms stay together, thumbs in front of your heart. And we bow down to the heart, and we bow down to our body. Namaste. Wonderful, wonderful. Nice to be back in this space. Nice to be back with you. And I hope to see you again really soon. Boot camp's right after this. Boost camp. Actually, I changed it to Boost camp. And we've got Pilates on Monday and Yin Yoga on Wednesday.